There has been so much going on in the game that we have completely overlooked the fact that update 1.26.1's test server is up and running, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you know, we have new events, new patch 1.26 was actually released with the new Waffenträger event, new tanks coming in, and a lot of content to cover, a lot of things to do, right? But right now I'm over here on the test server to talk about couple new things that they are testing, or well, if we look at the Recon missions trying to test out, which is actually kind of pissing me off, guys. Why exactly? Well, I will talk about that in a second, but first of all, let's talk about this brand new offer or feature that they are thinking about introducing. Tech 3 Trade-in. Trade-in up to 5 high-tier vehicles in one branch for vehicles of the same tiers in a different one. This is a limited one-time offer. And when we first looked at it on the stream, there was a lot of positive feedback, but there was some question marks as well, of course. There are a couple caveats like the price, because on the test server, I believe those are just placeholder numbers, what we're about to see. I don't think it is going to be that cheap, and they have actually important details over here as well, what we are going to look at, because you know, you want to know what is happening to your crew, what is happening to your modules, and then so on. And so long story short, guys, how this works is actually pretty damn simple. You want to receive let's say a tech 3 line which you do not have, or tanks into your garage which you do not have. Like in my account's case, I have only a couple artillery lines missing, and let's say, you know, just as an example, guys, let's say I really badly want to get the Patchet artillery line. And let's dream over here a little bit, and let's say I completely hate T110 E5 line, which in my opinion is the best line in the game, but okay, just for the testing purposes, let's say I hate that. So what you are looking at right now is me giving away every single tier 7, 8, 9 and 10 tank in this T110 E5 line, and I am going to get all those tanks into my garage. Now the question is, like, where and when could you use it? Let's say it would be the most beneficial for players who are very casual players who do not have much time to spend on the tanks, in World of Tanks I mean. And you have wasted, let's say, a lot of time and effort grinding out one tech 3 line, like the, let's say, wheeled British medium tanks, for example, which you really do not like. Let's say you hate the line, and now you're sad that you wasted so much resources, so much time grinding out this line. And this is where it comes in the best, or for the players, for those type of players, because now you can take that time and get something completely new out of it, something that you know you are going to enjoy, for example, like this Patchet artillery line, guys. So okay, let's take this, let's take the concept line. Well, actually I don't have that many concept tanks in the garage, so let's go back to the E5. And what is happening over here is it is going to take all your tier 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 tanks from one line that you have in your garage, and it is going to trade those in. Those vehicles are going to be unresearched for you and taken away from your garage, and it will be replaced by all those tanks right over here. If we click next step, then you can make the trade-in offer cheaper for yourself using free experience, up to 10% discount. But as I said, guys, most likely those are placeholder numbers over here. I do not know, and this is one of the big caveats, of course, I do not know how expensive it is going to be. If it is going to be expensive to the levels where it is simply not worth it, well, yeah, in that case, this is pretty much useless. But, you know, let's say if you have some extra free experience that you want to use, or some blueprints that you want to use, like the national blueprints as well, you can get some discount, and the final discount needs to be filled with bonds, which is, you know, the hardest earned currency. But with the bonds, as far as we can see over here, you can make the gold price zero, like completely zero, full discount over here. But, you know, once again, it depends on the final numbers, what they're coming up with. Maybe if 1% is like 1,000 bonds, well, then it is going to be a huge kick in the nuts, right? And if I click continue over here, this is the basically final confirmation, and under the extra details you will also see what you get and what will be given away. All those field modifications, what you had on E5 for example, will be unlocked on the tier 10 Badget artillery as well. Credits compensated for previously installed modifications, you get plus 750,000 credits for that, and also you will have all the modules unlocked on the Badget artillery as well. So here it is, modules for all vehicles you give away will be de-researched and removed, including those in the depot. You receive vehicles, your received vehicles will come with all modules researched and purchased. So let's click confirm once again over here. And trade in. By the way, this is one-time offer, and once you do it, this option disappears at least on the test server. So now I traded in E5 for the almighty artillery line right. Affirmative and done. So the price will depend, ladies and gentlemen, on the research cost difference, how much experience you have on it. Like, for example, I had all those guys on 0 XP because I have received random blueprints on those vehicles over all the years, you know, when I have had all the other tanks researched, and it simply was free for me. But, you know, as I said, just the placeholder numbers on the test server anyway. And if we go to the garage right now, I do not have E5 in the garage anymore. And if we go to the deck tree, you can see that I do not have E5 over here anymore. Everything has been de-researched and sent away in the favor of the Badget artillery line. And now let's view this tank in the garage, for example. So here it is, and if we click research, or, you know, research, this tank doesn't have any modules to research, but if we go to the field mods, I had all the field mods on E5 unlocked, and this is the same case over here. And if we go to the tier 9, then you can see that all those modules are purchased. I can simply mount the top engine, I can simply mount the top gun as well. And by the way, I can right away, after I did that, sell the stock gun for 125,000, for example. And made some extra credits back from this as well. Right, now let's talk about the crew as well. What happened to your crews, which you had on those vehicles, and all the other things. So, important details to note over here. Let me make that a little bit bigger, like this. You can trade in only tier 6 through tier 10 of fully recharged branches. Not all branches will be available as target ones. Maybe the newest ones, or however they are going to decide that. You may trade less than 5 vehicle tiers if you already have research vehicles in the target branch at tier 6 or above. Even a single tier 10 vehicle can be traded if tier 10 is the only tier not yet researched. But I guess then the trading cost will be simply larger and more expensive. The trading fee, as I said also, will vary depending on the number of tiers traded and the difference in the amount of XP needed to research each of them. Equipment, including improved and experimental equipment, directives, customization elements, and ammo from the vehicles traded in will be moved to the depot for free. So this is actually very nice because improved equipment, you know, if you want to remove your pond equipment, you would need to spend 200 ponds for that, or 100 components if you want to remove the experimental equipment. Those are all included over here and will be moved to the depot for free. Field modification levels will be transferred to the new vehicles. So this is what I showed as well. The modules of all vehicles you give away will be removed and de-researched, including those in the depot. The vehicles you receive will have every module researched and purchased. So this one over here raised the question like, what if I'm going to trade in my vehicles and before I do that, I make sure that the tanks I'm going to trade in, I'm going to sell all the unused modules. Just make sure you're going to sell all your unused modules, and I think this is how it works over here, because as the second line said, which doesn't connect to this one, is the vehicles you receive will have every module researched and purchased anyway. So maybe you can make some more money, or maybe this is what the compensation was already about, what we saw, and you received some extra credits already. Crew members, guys, what you had in your tanks, and this is one thing to note over here. You must have the crew members inside the vehicles you are going to trade in. Your E5 crew members cannot be inside Patriot, for example. You know, Patriot is the same nation, same vehicle class premium tank, and you know, many use E5 crew members in Patriot, for example. If your E5 crew members are inside Patriot, those will not get affected by this, but if you put all the crew members into the tanks you trade in, then when you trade them in, those will be converted into nation-bound recruits, meaning they can be moved to other vehicles of the same nation they were in before the trade-in without penalty. So what you're going to get is, let me show you, you're going to get basically a special crew member. Like let's take this guy for example. Yes, exactly. This guy was in one of my tanks, and you are going to get the crew member like that. That is nation locked, but you can choose the vehicle type for free now. You can choose the tank and also the qualification. So this is what happens to your crew members, what you trade in. Those are not going to be carried over to the new nation, but you will just get a guy like that, or a crew member like that. However, if a crew member has a perk efficiency penalty, they will be sent to the barracks instead. So all combat XP from vehicles you give away will be transferred to the nation's tier 1 vehicle. D1 Gunningham, right? D1 Gunningham over here. And I guess this was added over here, if I understood that correctly, right? All combat XP from vehicles you give away will be transferred to the nation's tier 1 vehicle, right? All service record stats, achievements, and battle pass points and bond limits of the vehicles you give away will be retained. If the branch you give away includes a rental Tech 3 vehicle, it will be removed without compensation during the trade-in. All assets related to that vehicle will be handled as per the above conditions. The vehicles from the target branch will be added without equipment, consumables, or ammunition. After the trade-in, you keep your collector's vehicles of the old nation, even if the old branch was the only one researched for that nation. Anyway, guys, trade-in or the Tech 3 trade-in feature, the one-time offer, I tried to explain it as good as possible. Hopefully I did somewhat of a good job, let me know. And also, let me know what you think about this overall. Would you see yourself using it, or do you see any use for this overall? Like, as I said, for me personally, it would come down to the price of this trade-in, because, let's be honest over here, guys, Wargaming is not exactly known as a charity company, so this price could be expensive, or they could surprise us with reasonable pricing for that. Or what are your thoughts, guys? Please let me know in the comment section down below, and if you are looking into trading some Tech 3 in. If you are looking forward to this, let me know, by the way, which Tech 3 are you going to trade in? And what do you want to get, for example. So, that much about the trade-in feature. Moving on to the second topic in today's video, and this is the Recon missions and the weather effects, what they are trying to test in this game mode. But before that, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor in today's video, where Voicemod and World of Tanks partnered up once again. The Waffenträger event is here and it is time to join with one of the 6 Harriers or jump into Blitzträger E110 yourself to take part of the event, completing special missions, progression stages and grabbing valuable rewards. And to complement this event, Voicemod has prepared an expansion for its collection dedicated to World of Tanks. In addition to the 16 existing sound effects, music tracks and the commander voice of course.
Okay, Light Tank, please spot something for us already. Are you sure you can even shoot that stuff? I can shoot everywhere, my friend. Everywhere.
Which allows for the total customization and immersion. We now add 15 more sounds dedicated to the Waffenträger experience. Among these 15 new sounds, you find 3 new music tracks, like the one playing on the background, pre-recorded phrases and sound effects, such as
Destroyed! Boom!
You'd be better off hunting ducks. Auf Wiedersehen!
and many more, like this teleportation. So let's teleport to the commander voice.
Hey guys, let's give them hell. I will spot the middle. Help, please. I need help. Artie's shooting me already. Let's take this flank, guys. Centurion Action X here with you. Oops, sorry. My bad. And I have a shot at G50M. Kaboom. Beautiful. Here is another one. Quickly, take it out. Very nice job, team. Yeah, but can we take a quick break, guys? I'm kind of loading here. That's a negative. Cannot wait. There is only one enemy tank left to destroy, and well, here it goes. Garage. Good job, team. Good job. Check it out. Voicemod teaming up with World of Tanks. Check it out yourself. Elevate your gameplay.
So there we go, check it out, links are in the description. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Recon game mode, Recon missions, what I was really looking forward to testing out on the test server as well. But do you want me to show you my test experience so far on the test server in update 1.26.1's test server? Testing out weather effects on the maps, yeah. That is my experience, ladies and gentlemen. I have tried, I think 6-7 times now, and the maximum queue I have seen was 12. I know that there were a couple players who were able to test it out, but they did that day 1 when I was basically the busiest with other things as well. And because I didn't test it out day 1, well, sadly, I am not able to do that anymore because the test server is not the most populated, one of the lowest population on the test server, because we simply have that many things going on the live server, Onslaught, Waffenträger event, and all the other missions. Like you need a full-time job to take part of all those, so this is like kind of understandable, but still a little bit badly hosted by Wargaming. Like if they actually want us to test out those local weather effects, as they say over here, fog, rain, forest fires and sandstorms, then just make a test server that is only for Recon missions, not random battles. The random battle queue is working, people are playing on the test server in random battles, but maybe most of them do not even know that Recon missions are live. So this is definitely badly hosted over here. So the best we can do right now is to look at this article and look at some of the effects, which gives you an idea, right? So Recon missions, a local weather, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it bigger once again. Maybe this big sounds good. A whole new category of map events dealing with weather and environment that will be tested in the Recon mission mode. The list, which is incomplete and features only the events from the current test, includes fog, rain, forest fires and sandstorms. So here we can see Muravanka will have forest fire, which looks kinda cool in my opinion, and all those smokes and fires actually have an effect as well, which is why I wanted to test it out so badly, by the way. Because they lower the view range and those deal damage and whatnot. So this is Outpost that has a fog going on. Of course, the fog, what fog will do is it will mess with your view range a bit once you are inside it and once you're outside it as well. So it looks once again pretty nice as far as it looks like, you know, from this little scenery over here. It looks kind of nice. Then Sand River will have a Sandstorm, which once again will mess with the view range a bit, but at the same time, it could help you to push one or another flank together with the Sandstorm. Just an idea. And a quick checkup on the test server, guys. Yep, I am the single tank left in the queue. But if I would go to the random battles, I would get the matchmaking instantly. So, good testing, Wargaming. Very much appreciate that. And Westfield, what Westfield is going to get is rain. Now, I love rain, guys. Rain is one of my favorite weathers in real life as well, actually. The sound effect and everything, it is just so calming. And imagine, I already imagine myself camping up in the bushes on the Westfield, up over there, for example, back there, inside the bushes, and just listening to the raindrops and then one-shotting something with FE-4005, for example. Just a little... lucid dream, guys. Anyway, local weather is a natural extension of the concept of random events, which are designed to give you more tactical options on well-known maps, make maps more attractive visually. Just like random events, local weather exists in certain zones of specific maps and influences the gameplay. We looked at that, fog, forest fire, sandstorm. But guys, unlike random events, local weather is permanent. Its areas are static and it stays there throughout the entire battle. These areas are constantly shown on the minimap. I think this is a good decision, especially for the load for your PC, right? Like, let's say, if you have a random event that sets half the map bloody on fire, there has to be like more explosions and whatnot. But with this being on right away, I guess randomly as well, not every single battle you get on this map. Because you load it beforehand already, it could be less costly for your PC. Like, just is how I understand that, at least. Like, am I wrong, guys? Let me know. These areas are constantly shown on the minimap, by the way, as well. Also, local weather affects the gameplay for both those inside and those outside its area. For example, if you drive into fog, it will hide you from enemies who are outside, but your own view range will decrease. And so this is like about the fog, for example. If you drive into it, the outside tanks are not able to see you. But let's say if you meet with someone who is inside the fog as well, what happens then? What is the view range difference and all that? This is everything I wanted to test out, but sadly not possible. Common effects of local weather. All local weather has a common set of effect that applies to all events. The boundaries of the events break line of sight for both those inside and those outside. So you will not be able to spot enemies in the area if you are outside it, and vice versa. So if you are inside the area, you are not able to spot enemies who are outside it, the fog, for example. Also, the spotting range inside the local weather event area is halved. So this is what they do. Forest fires are special. They are a combination of flames and smoke. Flames and smoke have different areas and affect the gameplay in partially different ways. Unique effects of local weather. Besides the common effects, some local weather events possess unique effects that only work for or against the players inside the area. Staying in flames, for example, on this map over here, staying inside those flames, guys, for longer than several seconds will cause periodic damage to your vehicle. Rain will decrease the range resistance of vehicles in its area, but will also significantly decrease the possibility of fire. So your vehicle loses some mobility power, for example, but also is less likely to be set on fire. So you win some, you lose some, right? Weather effects and system performance. This is what they say. Local weather is a brand new feature with unique mechanic and complex settings. During the common test, it will undergo preliminary technical stability testing in Recon mission. I wonder how that is going. Please note that local weather may affect the performance of your devices as it includes rich visual effects. Yes, and here is another question, guys. What is the graphic difference? Like if I lower everything to the minimum, will it give me an advantage? Like how much cluster, how much stuff is going to be on the screen, how much harder like I can aim, or how much more stuff are on my screen compared to the lowest quality version. This is actually something to think about. Players with low-spec CPUs and graphics cards may experience some stability and performance issues, including FPS drops due to weather events. Yeah, big caveat once again in the room. And this is it, guys. This is it. The update 1.26.1, local weather, and also the trade-in. We talked about that in depth. Hopefully made it clear and understandable. And also we have the Frontline new launch. Frontline returns this autumn with its signature massive battles. The rules will remain unchanged, including the already familiar dynamic battle scenario system. And if we go to the patch notes, we have some vehicles which they added. The following vehicles have been added: Czech DBV 152, SFAC 105, Erich Concept, DFV 226 Contradictions. This is what I covered in one of my last videos, guys. M103M, ST66, K4 Turchaninov has been added for the testing by the Super Test players as well. Beautiful people, please let me know what you think about all of that. Looking forward to it. Don't care. What is your take on it, guys? Check out Voicemod. Link in the description. And I thank you so much for tuning in. Stay awesome, stay cool, take care, and bye.